Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Color X Malice Unlimited, and we are in Okazaki's route now. We're in Chapter 1, and we're in his perspective, still in Chapter 1, and we're hanging out with Yoshinari. I don't remember the voice. Ooh, hi, sorry. I don't remember the voice that we gave Yoshinari at fucking all, but we're gonna have to, like, commit to a voice that's gonna actually, like, I don't have anymore. Because we're gonna have a route with him after this. So, like, I mean, it's a short thing, but anyway. The noon sunshine really soaks into you when you're working night shifts. Man, I want to sleep when we get back to HQ. At least a quick nap. A nap is fine, but don't forget the rest. We went through all that trouble to look into it. It'll be fine, man. I've memorized every inch of the terrain, plus all the good sniping positions. Both of them are fucking nuts. We left work under the rays of the bright noon sun. Yoshinari and I had just finished our early morning assignment, and we were on the way back to headquarters. VIP protection was more than a single-day assignment. It was also critical to scope out points for potential sniping or ambush and set up countermeasures once we knew the principal's route. If we couldn't secure an escape route in the event that the principal came under attack, we'd be in deep trouble. Oh yeah! Did you get to see Hoshino last night? It's been a while since you two could kick back, hasn't it? Your love grows stronger the longer you're apart. I bet she was all, I missed you so much, Kay! Okay, Yoshinari, should I test you to see if your memory holds up after a little blunt head trauma? I just love Chibi Okazaki's fucking face while he's choking him to death. Ow, 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 ow! God, Okazaki, sir, the joint isn't intended to bend that way. You'll be all right. You're not a normal human after all. That's not a compliment at all. No, it isn't. I held the joint lock until Yoshinari showed a little remorse. He rubbed his arms, groaning. Ugh. Does this look deformed to you? So you mentioned last night. Just how much do you know about that exactly? Never mind. Just sucks being single. Being single? Oh, did you hit on someone and get shot down again? Do you have a type anyway? I like cute girls, obviously. I also like them if they're nice and spoil me and have a lot of money. You know, you'll never be popular with the ladies if you talk like that. Aw, you're the last guy I want to hear that from. Just kidding. I was just joking, so please get your hands off my neck. But yeah, I prefer a girl who wants me to spoil her. I think they're kind of cute when they're being selfish. Yeah, I get that. Cats are kind of the same way. We're happy when they demand our attention. Though in my case it gets out of control until it turns into a violation of my human rights and we have a breakup fight. Huh, thanks. I actually learned something from you today. I had a feeling I understood Yoshinari's desire to have someone order him around. Because we do it and he's secretly in love with us? Yoshinari secretly pining over Okazaki. It's gonna make our route with him weird. Anyway. I see. It can go overboard too, huh? I doubt Hoshino would ever act that selfish, though. In fact, I can't even imagine it. When you two are alone, does she want you to spoil her? That's pretty much the only time she ever acts like that. I actually wish she'd be more vocal about what she wants. That must be nice. Sorry, sir. She's your girlfriend, so I should stop letting my imagination run wild. The kind, graceful Miss Hoshino getting aggressive when you two are alone. Okay, Yoshinari. Time for radio calisthenics number 8. First, we turn your head 180 degrees. Radio calisthenics number 8. A calisthenics exercise for better physical health. The number 8 refers to a K Okazaki original routine. It's vastly harsher than the routines 1 through 3. Number 7 includes wall climbing. Number 9 includes 2-finger push-ups. And number 10 is just to run in a full marathon. Yoshinari correctly indicates that this is no longer considered calisthenics. Wow, I can't read it. Ow, God, what is it this time? I don't think the human anatomy can accommodate that exercise. Ah! Okazaki's kind of fucking violent. We made our way back to headquarters, roughhousing along the way. Roughhousing! This is abuse, but okay. It was time for lunch, so we headed to the office cafe. It took about that long for Yoshinari to screw his head back on. It was actually rather amazing that he managed to stretch it back out after I twisted it so hard. I doubted I could match his recovery speed. Oh, right. You're training the rookies, aren't you? How's that going? Oh, I passed that duty on to someone else already. I beat the basics into them, and they're pretty talented, so it should be fine. I heard you were having a lot of trouble. Those recruits are cheeky as hell, damn it. Kids these days. Sir, I have to say, I never thought I'd be happy to be working with you again. Have you taken a liking to me? Then I'll make sure to give you lots of lessons from now on. Great. Actually, our next job's going to be pretty tough. You'd better not slack off. In the South Nile Republic, was it? We gotta protect the ambassador. Ugh, I'm nervous. Aside from the two of us, there'll also be a lot of veterans on the mission, so it'll be fine. Speaking of which, haven't you been training a lot recently, sir? Was it to prepare for this mission? Yeah, but mainly because I felt like I was getting rusty. Since coming back to HQ, I've been in PT, and I've tripled my training routine. A triple masochist menu? What are you gonna do if you get even stronger? You mean what are you gonna do if he gets even stronger? Masochist menu. Being an SP requires one to possess superior physical ability, so they go through rigorous training. However, training without a plan can cause one to be fit, but lacking in practical strength. Okazaki and Yoshinari test each other's conditioning to maintain proper training regimen for their core and back. To normal folk, their regimen seems insane. I still have a long way to go. Regular training is the foundation of the SP. You can't trust your reflexes otherwise. To be honest, I'm pretty nervous about the next mission too. Maybe I'm overcompensating. You nervous? Does that ever happen? What do you think I am? Well, obviously a mutant freak, a monster or something. What's that? You want to work out with me after lunch? Why don't you meet me behind HQ afterwards? Whoa, no one's called me out behind the building for a fight since high school. I took a sip of tea while Yoshinari laughed heartily. I get anxious too. Since the attempted assassination of the Prime Minister, I've been assigned to token guard duties for nearly 2 years, away from high-profile jobs. After the resolution of the X-Day murders restored my good standing, I was given a protection assignment as a test of my skills. It was far more fulfilling work than sketchy assignments with unknown significance. I was needed. I was useful. I felt satisfaction I hadn't tasted in a long time. At the same time, I couldn't deny a feeling of unease. My next planned assignment is the protection of a diplomatic VIP. It's an important job and an assignment I haven't had in several years. I absolutely could not fail. Lives rested in the hands of the SP, and there was no margin for errors in judgment. Yes, it was business as usual. I just had to do what I always did. Commit myself to the mission, using my own life as a shield. Well, there you go. That's the kink in the works. For an instant, her face came to mind. Self-sacrifice was a pillar of the SP's esprit de corps. Decor. Spirit of our core. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Like, it's basically our spirit. It's basically our mantra, our motto, you know what I mean? I get what they're saying, but I don't know how to read that. I can't read Latin. I think it's Latin. It was a way of life that was pounded into us, and a virtue that I value deeply even now. But what should I do? If I die, she'll definitely be sad. Even if it was an honorable death in the line of duty. I'd figured that I wouldn't fear death so long as that death had meaning. Now I'm more afraid of making her suffer. And that said, I couldn't possibly jeopardize the principal's life in order to protect myself. If I wanted to reconcile that contradiction, then I have to get stronger. What was that, sir? And never mind. Let's finish eating. Gotcha. Man, the food here is so good. In the assassination attempt on the Prime Minister, 2 years ago, my partner, Wataru Tsukishima, had died. And it all happened because I hesitated. Tsukishima, yeah. The idea that he might have been a member of Adonis brought me no comfort at all. I hadn't known his true motive at the time, so it didn't change the fact that I had let him die, even if he had been part of Adonis. After that, I was deemed unsuitable for SP officer duty and removed from active service. I was entirely responsible for that demotion. But didn't his partner, actually set it up to kill the Prime Minister, and even though they got the Prime Minister out, Okazaki ended up taking, the fall and, looking bad, even though he lived? And your partner was the one who caused it, or is it, are we doing this weird, you know what I mean? It was, one of those, the fuck, that's not your fault! But, we have to blame somebody, so we're gonna blame you, because you should have known that your partner was a shady son of a bitch, I guess. I hadn't been demoted because I failed the mission. No, Command had judged me unfit for duty because I abandoned my duty in the face of desperate circumstances. I grew disgruntled, anxious, and depressed after having my role in life taken from me, and had plenty of time to nurse those emotions. Like a man possessed, I searched for a place to die. And then I met her. 3 months ago, she had taken a bullet for me, and this too was because of my own failure. So I wouldn't hesitate anymore. I'd erase any doubts so that I could protect the thing most important to me. So that I wouldn't lose anything else because of my weak heart. So that I can live. So that I could protect everything within my reach, I had to become stronger than anyone else. "1:44 p.m. on April 11th. Hello, you've reached the Special Regions Crime Prevention Office.
Hello, is this the police? I was walking my dog just now when I saw a group of suspicious men enter an abandoned building.
I hear you, ma'am. You must be worried about your neighborhood. We'll come out and take a look. Could you please tell me the location? Hello, you reached the Special Regions Crime Prevention Office.
Phew! Finally, it's dying down.
Masanobu Mochida, 32, local station, Special Regions Crime Prevention Office. We didn't read that about Yoshinari, but whatever.
Even though there are fewer calls, a lot of them are still related to X-Day.
Yes, just from my own calls, it feels like about 30% are about X-Day. Those murders must have left some deep scars in the minds of a lot of people.
Yeah, even if the case is over, the damage is still ongoing. That's just how things are now.
I wonder if Saeki's gonna pop up in this one and freak the fuck out of me. Look, I'm just saying, Sasazuka's was kind of just that first time he shows up, you're like, wait, what? I thought you... Oh, right, we didn't know who you were until shut up. Okay. Whew! It's fucking weird. Everyone's like, Saeki? You're here? But... And he's like, oh yeah. Right, okay, never mind. Since the quarantine was lifted, Shinjuku was rapidly regaining its former vitality. Traffic and activities had returned to prior levels, so on paper, the town was no different than it had been before the quarantine. But of course, the fear that the X-Day killings instilled into the hearts of the people remained. Of course they're still afraid. Nothing like this has ever happened before. In fact, there had been a number of calls today wondering if the quarantine would return should anything dangerous happen. So I listened to those fears and calmed them. My job in SRCPO hadn't changed. Yep, here we go. Okay, look, again, I don't really remember how I felt about you in the OG game. You were a side partner. I was like, we don't have a route with him. That's weird. I know it came up pretty early on, and it was like, you're shady, aren't you? There is something wrong with you. There is just, you know what I mean? There was a suspicion, okay? Because also, he's your partner. He's always around you, and you're like, you're not a love interest? That's intriguing. And there was a reason for that. Although, they kind of should have had one. Because you know what I mean? He finds out about your collar and then, whatever, and you don't find out until, he's one of the first, recommended first order, right? You go his route first. And it's just a shorter, whatever. But then, when you get to, Shiraishi's route and you find out who he is, you're like, how dare you! I think it would have been great. But at the same time, I see the merit of not having him, but he did seem a little suspicious. I don't remember where in the game, but I remember being like, there's something about you and you. And then I don't think it was a surprise when it came out that he was Zero. I was like, oh, no, okay. Kind of saw that coming. I don't think I was like, I knew it.
I don't remember if I knew it, if I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, I see where you were leading me, okay. Because he seemed suspicious from the beginning. But I don't remember what I thought of you. I don't remember if I was like, oh my god, Sayeki, you son of a bitch, or if I was like, oh my god, you son of a bitch. I don't know. Look, we've played some other games where there's other characters that we hate, with a passion of 1,000 fiery suns, and I don't, since we've played Color X Malice Unlimited. And then there's Toma, the first character I ever hated with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns. I don't think there's room for a Sayeki in there. I don't think that I, even at the time, loved him like all the people. Oh my god, I want to row with him so bad. Yeah, no. But if he had one, I mean, he kind of sort of does, but I guess it's not really romancy, but like, you know, in the Adonis section when we get to that. But it's kind of like, I mean, I'm not saying no, but I'm not like, yeah, rooting for it. It's like, I mean, whatever happens, happens, right? I guess I'm okay either way. I don't now coming and playing the fan disc, because again, can't remember what I felt. I don't feel like I hate him, even knowing what he did. Like, you're a crazy son of a bitch, but I've dealt with worse. So that's saying something. Like, I don't know. It's trauma from other people. Like, I have PTSD, so I'm just like, nope, Sayeki's fine. He's fine. Everything's fine. Anyway. Hey, Hoshino. It's been a while. This would have freaked the fuck out of me, too, if we'd played this first. Local station police box. Oh, Sayeki. The leader of a criminal organization at 23. I mean, your mom should, I guess, maybe kind of be proud of you for that initiative, I guess. I don't know. Hi, Sayeki. Are you off work already? Yeah, I just got off a night shift. I had finished eating lunch, and there was still some time before my break ended. And then he's looking at you with that adorable face. And you're like, who's evil? You're evil. I don't know why, I just don't hate him. Maybe I did in the first game, but I don't hate him in this one. I don't know. I'd run into Sayeki in the hall, who was yawning and stretching. Yeesh. I take a short vacation and the work piles up like crazy. Times are tough. Right, you were on leave for family reasons, right? Did you get to see them? Yeah, it was a pretty big pain in the ass. I had to put out a few fires. What about you, Hoshino? I'll join you for lunch. I actually just finished eating. I'm about to head down to the shooting range. Want to come with me? Huh. It's been a while since we both came here, hasn't it? It must be kind of like hard being him though right now. Like, can we just analyze Sayeki for a moment? You were the leader of a criminal organization. You had all of this, like, power and kind of influence, and you were, like, fucking up the, well, Shinjuku anyway, right? Almost the world. Right? And you got away, and now you're like, whew, I got away, nobody caught me. And now you're like, and now I'm back to being a grunt in the police for, it's kind of like a demotion. It's gotta be a little stressful being him, don't you think? He's like, back here doing my normal job. I was going to take all these fuckers down. And I mean, sure, you kind of believe in your job, right? Aside from the shady cops, but you're like, hey, you know, I'm serving justice. Then you just decided to do a criminal organization. But it's got to actually be kind of rough being him. Because, you know, like, Shiraishi, you're like, okay, he went on a vacation and then he came back and he's like, yeah, sure, just minding my own business, doing my job, okay, you know, whatever. Adonis is still under the radar out there and maybe he's tethered to them, maybe he's not, but he's like, just being a normal dude. Either way he wasn't like high up. I guess he was a little bit more useful than some of the other people, the side characters in the Adonis route, right? Because, you know, he was the mole and the cops and like whatever, but easier for him to go about his normal life because he's just fucking crazy. But I just feel like Sayeki must be like, I was at the fucking top and now I'm at the... It's gotta be hard. It's gotta be hard to just pretend. When you were like so full of your fucking self that you thought you were gonna get away with murder, literal murder. And now you're like, I mean, I kind of did, but you didn't achieve your ultimate goals. You know, you started on your way there and you just fell flat. Now you're just pretending to be this dude. It's, I mean, we should just give him a hug. And he's like, why? Just because I know it's hard. No, it's okay. I don't know anything. Because, you know, we don't know anything, but we know. But we don't know, but we do. Like, we know, but she doesn't know. We should just hug him. Just for real. She's like, why am I hugging you? I don't know. The people in my head told me to hug you. Yeah, just give him a hug because I think he needs it. Anyway. It's been a while since we both came here, hasn't it? Yeah, I still stop by once in a while. I don't know the voice we gave him. Since we were both on break, I'd invited Sayeki to the range. He took in the room as if it was nostalgic. Yeah, when we first started out in the game when we were learning how to shoot, right? And Sayeki was there, and this is when he asked us, didn't he ask us a really random question about justice or some shit? And that's where we should have been triggered and been like, wait a minute, why are you asking us this weird shit? Or am I just misremembering? I don't know. Okay, then. I thoroughly examined the rented pistol and stepped into a booth. Got my own? Oh, he looks angry. Still keeping up the practice, huh? I don't think a lot of people come here anymore now that the quarantine's gone. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. It means that there isn't as much need to shoot anymore. But as long as this is my job, I never know when something similar might happen again. That's true. I was like, rented pistol, she can't... Right, she doesn't have her own anymore. She probably didn't need it in her job. I took a stance, pointed my weapon at the target, and slowly focused on the front sight. Keeping a firm grip, I allowed the sight to settle over the target. Then I pulled the trigger. If I want to protect people, I have to get stronger. Strong enough to protect anyone in my reach. He's just like, that's why I put a collar on you. What? Nothing. You seem sharper now. Does it look that way to you? Yeah, before you were all bright-eyed and optimistic. Now it's like, you don't doubt yourself. Or something. This is a weird conversation, but I enjoy it. I went through a lot during the X-Day cases. I guess I've just gained a little experience from it. Because we're talking about that, and we're going to talk about, like, the collar, and you imagine this conversation. The collar, and it made me strong and all this, and he's over there like, you're welcome. That's why it's on. You did go up against the Adonis leader, after all. But it feels like there's more. That kind of glare in his eyes. Sayeki wasn't shooting. He just watched me intently. After a moment in thought, he spoke his conclusion. I get it. You're in love, right? What? Love? Well, I guess I'd be lying if I said no. Damn! I mean, I heard the rumors, but you actually got yourself a boyfriend? Can't believe Hoshino really beat me to the punch. He's like, ugh! I put a collar on you and everything, and you've got another boyfriend? That's not what I was supposed to be doing. I kind of feel bad for him. Because you know what the thing is? I don't remember. Was he being, like, slightly kind of hitting on you a little bit? I don't remember him being, like, creepy weird about it, where you were like, oh my god, fucking put it away. You're basically dry humping my leg. But I think you kind of got, well, look, he's just that character that even if he wasn't hitting on you, you're like, he's secretly in love with her, though, isn't he? I think we knew that the whole time. He's secretly in love with you. Was secretly in love with you. That's why I put a collar on you. Come on. It was obvious from the second he rolled up on the screen. Hey, partner, he loves you. There's always that character. Especially if they're going to be evil. That's usually where it comes from. Sayeki, you're really rude sometimes. Sorry. On that topic, though. So you see, he's a little dead in the eyes right now. There's something I've been meaning to bounce off you over drinks. It's been a while since we went to the pub. Want to go? Sure, I'd be happy to, but... Noticing my hesitation, Sayeki made a troubled expression. I get it. You're worried about your boyfriend. It'd be a problem if you got the wrong idea. He knows that we're old classmates and that we used to go drinking together often, so I think it'll be okay. He's not intimidated by you at all. And Sayeki's like, he fucking should be. Is your boyfriend pretty tolerant then? Or is he one of the controlling ones? Well, I wouldn't call him tolerant exactly. Well, I won't ask you to get in trouble. Just let me know if it's okay. Yeah. I wouldn't call him tolerant. He's a little crazy. What? Yeah, everyone in this game is crazy. In some kind of way, shape, or form, everyone is a little fucking crazy. Sayeki waved goodbye and left work. Later, I walked through the halls of the Shinjuku police station, dwelling on his words. The two of us, drinking. Typically, I'd air out my complaints and troubles to Sayeki, who would hear me out and comfort me. Lately, we hadn't had many chances to talk, so I wanted to take him up on his offer. How should I tell Okazaki, though? It wasn't as if I felt guilty about it, and maybe I didn't even need his permission. But I didn't want to hide things from him. I definitely didn't want him to be anxious or get the wrong idea. I would just talk to him and be like, hey, so I'm going to go out with one of my friends from work. Like, what day are you busy? I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, we don't get to see each other often. So, like, if there's a night that you're working, I'll go out with him that night so we don't have to. There you go. That's your kind of being nice and sort of asking him, but you're also not asking him because you're like, I'm a fucking grown woman and I can do what I fucking want. I'm not going to let some dude stick his dick in me, okay? Like, Jesus Christ, don't get like that. Like, just because I'm hanging out with a dude drinking a beer does not mean I'm going to have sex with him because gross. So, just saying. You know what I mean? You don't have to be overprotective and, like, whatever. Maybe around Sayeki you probably do, because he might slap a collar around me and try to take over the world. But I could text him, but it's better to call him in the evening. Yeah, it was a better idea to tell him directly. I decided on a course of action and resumed my afternoon work. 4:11, 9:15 p.m. The clock struck 9, signaling that the day was coming to a close. After dinner, I was washing dishes while chatting with Kazuki. He was resting his chin in his hands while watching a music show in the living room. Are you getting used to college life yet? It's still the beginning of April, you know. There isn't much to get used to yet. I'm in orientation, but we haven't picked out our courses yet. Wow, that takes me back. I bet you're going to have a lot of general ed courses to take. That stuff's fine. It's actually the club invitations that are really annoying. Kazuki waved his hand in annoyance and stood up from his seat. There are a lot of music-related clubs, but most of them are just douchebags trying to get popular. And there are a few seriously good musicians in the mix, too. That's pretty exciting. Except? Nothing, never mind. It's just that there are a lot of bands that are good at covers, but their original songs are weird. Writing music isn't an easy thing. I know that's a high hurdle to overcome. Oh my god, you're thinking of Aikido. And thanks for dinner. I'll be in my room. Which one did we do first? I don't think we did Sasazuka's route first because Aikido there had to have been a recommended route order. And we had to have done Okazaki or Enomoto first because because when we got to the point where Aikido did something wrong, it was like, no, Aikido, no, you didn't. And we felt it coming. I remember that. We felt like, oh god, Aikido had something to do with this, didn't he? But it took a little while for it to come out because it didn't happen in the first route. We did. Like, Aikido is just sweet and wonderful and innocent and adorable. And then I think it was like either in the second or third where we were like, I don't know, there was a point it was like, oh god, Aikido had something to do with one of these, didn't he? Oh god, no he didn't. Please god, no he didn't. And I don't know if it was in the same route we thought that and then it came out he did, or if it was the next route. But I was worried for a while. I remember being worried about fucking Aikido, and then it came out. So, but like in Sasazuka's route, like the after story, we talk about Aikido in that and like whatever. So I feel like we didn't do Sasazuka's route first. Like I know we did Shiraishi's route last because it was recommended. So actually, yeah, there was a recommended order. I think Enomoto was recommended first, and then if it was Okazaki and Sasazuka, possibly the two of them, or Sasazuka then Okazaki. I don't remember. So possibly in Okazaki's route, Aikido had not done terrible things, or it hadn't come out, and nothing happened. So maybe technically in this route, Aikido's fine. In Enomoto's, he definitely is. So that's good. Oh, Enomoto's our saving grace. Look, I just don't want our poor precious Aikido. We need to protect him. I love him. He's our favorite side character. He really is my favorite side character who's not even a love interest. I just want to hold him and be like, it's okay, baby, it's fine. Sweetie, it'll be okay. We'll protect you. Like, I don't know what it is. And I ship him with our brother. Like, usually the side characters are like, no, can we date him? But like, with Aikido, you're like, no, I want you to date my brother. So funny. Anyway. Kazuki silently stalked off to his bedroom. I watched him go inside. Songwriting, huh? Kazuki probably felt inadequate and at a loss after knowing about the songs Aikido had written. Aikido Sarah, he was Kazuki's best friend. Oh no. Oh no, it was in this one too. He had been a suspect in the X-Day investigations. Put bluntly, he was believed to be one of the perpetrators. No! When Adonis had been dismantled, Aikido disappeared, which didn't help the suspicions against him. Oh no! Why? It hurts me more than anything! His name hadn't been published because he was a minor, and Kazuki had apparently been told that Akito had suddenly moved away. Oh, her precious baby, I love you so much. So, there's some family stuff going on, so I won't be able to see Kazuki for a while. If he asks about it, please tell him that I said not to worry about me. And, Spacey, please look after Kazuki. You'll regret it if you don't. He's my favorite. Oh my god. He's that character. You know what it is? You know what there is? There's something about him that reminds me of Toa. It's the purple hair and the glasses, probably. And it's just like, no! Don't take my baby from me! I was sure that Akito had tried to convey every emotion he possibly could in our last meeting. One day, Kazuki will know the truth. It was something that he would have to overcome, but the thought of that day coming pained me. I sighed in resignation. My phone buzzed with an incoming text message. Aw. The cute sticker in the message raised my gloomy spirits. I like that Sasazuka's is a little dog with a donut, and fucking like Okazaki's is the sheep with a T. Can I call you right now? And you know what's-his-face is a cat, too. Go ahead. They all have different little sticker emojis that they use. It's fucking cute. Hey there. Did you have dinner yet? Yeah, we just finished. I was actually about to call you. Okazaki's soft voice was comforting. Even if we couldn't see each other in person, we tried to call at least once every couple of days so we could still hear each other's voices. We're a lot more considerate of each other than we were in Sasazuka's, that's all I'm saying. What's up? Oh, right. I wanted to check something with you. I looked at the calendar on my wall and told Okazaki about Sayaki's invitation earlier today. So on the 18th, I'm going to go drinking with a coworker. Coworker? Is he a guy? Yeah, but we've been friends since the academy. I think I told you about him before. Besides, I feel nothing for him. Like, he'd have to put a collar on me and threaten my life, and I still wouldn't be interested. Oh, poor Sayaki. A guy, though. Ugh, he's sulking. Are you mad at me? Get the fuck over it. I'm not mad, but I am jealous. I'm punching the crap out of my body pillow right now. Okay, got it. He's an old friend, right? Thanks for telling me ahead of time. I'm glad you didn't just keep it a secret. Someone's going to relieve me that evening so I can come pick you up when you're done. Thanks. He was so nice to me. Well, he's also like, I'll come pick you up when you're done so that guy doesn't try to take advantage of you while you're being drunk, because he's like, I'm jealous and I don't trust him. It's Sayaki, so understandable. That had also been true while I was investigating the X-Day murders. Okazaki was always considerate towards me and protective. When I had been living in terror and under threat, he had tried to make me feel at ease. Later, I had learned more of his true nature. Or rather, I had come to know him much better and learned there was more to his personality than just kindness, craziness. Yeah, gosh, I love him. Truly, I felt that words would never be enough to express the depths of my gratitude towards him. I softly touched the receiver. You don't have to worry. Oh, God. No, there we go. By the way, I had to say this at least. I opened my mouth to speak. Given my line of work, I interact with men often. Of course we'll go drinking from time to time. But you're the only one who's nervous about this. You don't have anything to worry about. Sorry, I just heard a noise. That's all I wanted to say. Really? I wouldn't joke about this. What about feelings other than nervousness? Huh? Am I the only one? The only one who gets to touch you? Who gets to kiss you? Who gets to hug you when we're alone? Only I get to do that and no one else, right? Of course! Good. I'm really happy to hear that. After a short silence, Okazaki continued, his voice husky. Right now, my heart is pounding and not because I'm nervous. I was easily able to imagine his giddy face and felt my cheeks flush for no good reason. Oh my god, on the phone? Damn, boy. Down. I wish I could see your face right now. I'm so curious. I want to see... Hey, can I ask a favor? Could you say that to me in person next time? No. Huh? Why not? Because it's embarrassing. Okazaki? I just realized how darn adorable my girlfriend is. Hey, can I come see you right now? No! Kazuki's here too! Based on past experiences, if he came here in his current state, things would degenerate into an utter disaster in the living room. Gross. After that, we returned to more casual conversation, and half an hour passed in a flash. Good night, Okazaki. Ugh, I really don't want to hang up, but my break's almost over. Good night, Spacey. I looked at my darkened phone screen as I sank into bed. Okazaki's farewell lingered in my ears, and I felt complete contentment. Even though this was hardly the first time, I'm Okazaki's girlfriend. We had met in a unique way and had ended up in a relationship via a very emotional turn of events. We hadn't exactly gone through the normal progression that most couples do, so I couldn't help but feel a little restless to chat and say goodnight to him like this every night. I didn't mean to sink my hooks into him or anything, but it does make me happy hearing him get jealous. He even pouted when I told him I was drinking with Saeki and wanted to pick me up because he was worried. He did it all because he loved me. The very thought of it tickled me pink. Earlier, when we had been saying what we liked about each other, he had said that he couldn't explain exactly why he liked me. At the time, I hadn't quite believed him, but now I see what he meant. I was happy to hang out with Saeki, but I would get to. Oh no, oh my god. I would get it. No, it's right. I just can't read. Okay, never mind. But I would get to see Okazaki afterwards, too. I don't know why my brain could not read get. And, anyway, the thought made my heart flutter. What's with a stupid grin? You look even dumber than usual. Oh, Kazuki, was I smiling that much? Kazuki had come out of his room to grab a sports drink from the fridge and was on his way back. Before he closed the door, he turned back to me. Sounded like you were whispering. Is it your boyfriend? Yeah, Okazaki. You've met him before, remember? So you're still with that guy? Still? I hope you two can get along, but it seems like you don't like him. It's like the only person I like is Akita when he's gone. I feel so bad for Kazuki. Our poor precious baby lost his poor precious baby. Look, you can fight me all you want that they're not in gay love, but they are to me, okay? They're boyfriends. They just didn't have the chance to fall in love with each other before everything bad happened. Poor fucking Akito. I mean, I don't like his personality. Plus, he also seems kind of sketchy. Everyone in this game is a little fucking sketchy. I'm just saying, even you. I can't deny that. You can't? Oops. I had just given Kazuki even more reason to distrust him. I tried to smooth it over. It's hard to tell just by looking at him, but there's a lot to like about Okazaki. He's really nice, but sometimes overbearing. He's honest, and yet sometimes he won't say what he's thinking. Sometimes he's really unfair. We're not leading with the good stuff. None of that convinced me that there was anything to like about him. He's crazy and weird, and he beats the fuck out of his subordinates. Where are we going with this? But he's kind of cute in a way. Anyway. What's with the sigh, sir? Is it about Hoshino? Yeah, I was just thinking I'm too narrow-minded. Oh yeah, you totally are. You're supposed to deny it. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Either way, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. So what happened? Did she make you angry? Are you gonna take it out on me? I'm sorry, I'm just reading the underlying statements that he's actually saying but not saying with words. No, I was patient with her. Hey, Yoshinari, what would you do if your girlfriend went out drinking alone with another man? Huh? Wait, is that what's happening? Basically. In my mind, I know that there's no reason to distrust her, but something's making me feel restless. Heck, I'm not even angry. It's just a strange uneasiness, like I'm lonely or frustrated. Can't blame you for feeling that way. But I don't want to be too controlling. If she had close male friends before she met me, I shouldn't try to have her cut off those friendships. I wouldn't allow it. No way, man. I never let my girlfriend go drinking with another man. Well, this is a surprise. You're much more of a control freak than I took you for. Obviously. Listen, Okazaki, if you want to stay together, you can't give your girl any chance to start comparing you to other men. I was gonna be like, we're gonna compare him to another version of crazy? Everyone in this game's fucking crazy. Why not? Because 9 times out of 10, she'll compare you negatively to them. Well, nothing we say about him ever comes out positive, so.
Sometimes I'm surprised how low your self-esteem is. Maybe I should be a little nicer to him. I often found myself thinking that Yoshinari was rather impressive.
Anyway, moving on to a less painful topic.
You brought that on yourself.
Anyway, I think it's time for you to get serious.
Serious? About my girlfriend?
Remember when the girl you used to date would go drinking with other guys or to mixers, and you'd always see her off?
Is that what happened?
When I heard that, I wished you'd just stop her from going. I thought that every time.
It makes me sound pretty bad, doesn't it?
It's a little more than that, sir. Oh, here it comes. When you get quiet, that means you're about to physically shut me up.
No, you're right, Yoshinari.
Huh?
It hurt to admit that Yoshinari's frank opinion made me take a hard look at myself. And not just at my past relationships with women, but the way in which I treated people kindly, intending to respect their wishes. Perhaps because I did so, I had actually hurt people without realizing it. It seems bad to be both too controlling or too distant. Keeping the right emotional distance is tough.
Actually, you're so open about your feelings lately that it's starting to creep me out.
Absolute honesty wasn't always a virtue.
Ah, crap. I got a bad feeling about this.
I reached for Yoshinari in order to teach him a more tangible lesson when...
You're in the way. Could you find somewhere else to perform your comedy routine that isn't the middle of the hallway?
A familiar face showed himself. Oh, Minagishi and Takeru.
Seiji Minagishi, Police HQ Investigation Section 1. 32, and sexy.
We overheard your conversation. Okazaki, did you make another woman cry again? Again? I don't recall this being something that's happened multiple times.
Well, color me surprised.
By my count, there have been at least 3 or 4.
Where did you get that info?
Well, women are strong and they have their pride, so they won't want to let you see them cry.
What?
I don't want to hear that from you, Minagishi.
It's the stupid cat this time, isn't it? She went and got herself a real pain in the ass for a boyfriend. Guess she got what she deserved.
You're just jealous because it's not you. I still love you.
It's funny because they all have like the little almost cat eyes. You know what I mean? Like, because their pupils are all like oval slits. But like, there is something about Sasazuka's eyes that are just, first of all, gigantic and like cat eyes. It's really weird that he's not the strange cat boy. You know what I mean? Because he has got cat eyes. It's slightly disturbing. I love him to death, don't get me wrong. But it's weird. When you see everyone else's eyes, like look at Minagishi's, you can see his pupil. It's a little like, almost like a cat slit. But why are his like 4 times larger and his pupil, like, why does he have the giant fucking eye? Like, it's so bizarre. Even in the first one, I never said anything, I don't think, but I was always like, what is the deal with his eyes? I still love him, don't get me wrong, but it was always like, somebody else drew his eyes versus everybody else's. Anyway.
These 2 suddenly showed up and just started saying whatever they wanted about me. I felt like it was okay to get angry about that. I don't mean to comment on your relationship and get myself kicked by a horse, but Oshino is a pure-hearted girl. I try not to lead her on too much.
Says the man who totally led me on 2 parts ago and was like totally fucking with me. Like, what the balls, man? But I take it because I love you. But still, like, what the fuck, man? Like, are you the pot or the kettle today?
And no need to worry there. I'm the one who's being led on.
Hey, that's not what you told... Eep!
I stomped on Yoshinari's silence button, which was located on the top of his foot. I ground the sole of my shoe on it for good effect. Me leading her on? I suppose that was true. I was aware of it, but she had her way with me as well. I may be stubborn and persistent, but she's pretty much my equal in that regard. She was pure and beautiful, but she was also surprisingly demanding sometimes. I wanted to be the only one who knew that side of her. I appear to have a serious illness. Who'd have thought I would be this weak? I have to take responsibility for it. I mentally uttered a selfish thought.
"4:16, 11:08 a.m. 11:08, 11:08, 11:08. Finally, the day had come for my date with Okazaki. I looked myself over in the mirror and added the finishing touches to my makeup. I muttered to myself as I applied a deeper red shade lipstick than I didn't normally wear to work. Wow. I'd better get going. Wouldn't want to keep Okazaki waiting for me. Before I left, I did my usual final check of my outfit and makeup. Doesn't look weird, I think. Okay. I wouldn't give myself an A+, but I didn't think my makeup would embarrass anyone. The moment I picked up my purse, the doorbell intercom rang. Today of all days? I was just about to leave. Still, it was better than missing a delivery. It's Okazaki. Hello, who is it? Aw, in his Normsy clothes. Morning. The man I was supposed to be meeting soon was standing in front of my door without preamble. Oh, you're wearing different clothes. And you've changed your hair too. You're really cute. Well, yeah, I'm not going to wear my work uniform on a date. Well, I'm going on a date. No, I mean, weren't we supposed to meet at the train station? Yeah, but I couldn't wait, so here I am. His habit of appearing out of nowhere like a ghost hadn't changed. Sorry. Were you still getting ready? I can sit here and wait for you. No, I was just heading out the door, so it's fine, but... You're blocking our door. If you're gonna talk, do it inside. Oh, Kazuki, are you heading out too? Good morning, Kazuki. I need to borrow your sister for a day. Take her wherever you want. You don't need my permission. So are you going to school today? Or band practice? I'd like to watch you play sometime. He's actually like, I love his little sprite in the right corner there. He's like, Kazuki's so pissed. But like, fucking Okazaki's like, he's got his little smile. Again, I don't remember my initial thoughts of him in the first game, but I don't mind him in this one. Like, he's fucking weird, don't get me wrong. He's not my favorite, but he's actually kind of like, he's fun. And kind of adorable. Well, fucking weird, but... You still never listen to anything people say. Kazuki pushed past us and left with a sigh of exasperation. We'd need to take a train to get to the planetarium, so we headed to the train station. We held hands walking through the familiar streets of Shinjuku. Just that alone was enough to make me feel content, sorry. I'm looking forward to seeing the planetarium, but I'm afraid I might fall asleep if I'm not careful. We've been waiting a long time for this date, so please do try and stay awake. I think there's an aquarium nearby too. I'd like to see the planetarium in a movie first, so maybe we can go there next time. I've been to that aquarium before. What kind of fish do you like? Jellyfish. Huh. Jellyfish aren't fish, but it didn't feel exactly like something he would say. Oh, but it did feel, sorry. One time when we were scoping the place out for work, I got so mesmerized by them, Yoshinari had to pull me back before I fell into the tank. I'd say that was a good call. Hey, you're taking his side? I'm surprised to hear you'd need to visit an aquarium for your work, though. A lot of foreign VIPs like to do some sightseeing in Japan with their families. I can't talk about the details, but my next job is... Somebody stop him! Yeah, you shouldn't talk about your job. Huh? There was a scream and a commotion in the crowd around us. I turned towards the source of the yelling to see a woman sprawled on the ground. Hand outstretched towards a man who was speeding away on a motorcycle with her handbag. Oh, we're gonna chase him down? A purse snatcher! Spacey, call it in. Okazaki! Okazaki glanced around and started sprinting. However, the thief had a head start, and he was on a motorcycle to boot. We have to stop him before he accelerates. Even Okazaki couldn't catch up to someone on a motor vehicle. Or so I thought. Like, he is fucking insane. I'll take this, and... Okazaki picked up an empty can off the ground and hurled it forward. You fucking kidding me. Gah! Like, gah! Confusion. His aim was true, and the strike led the would-be thief to reflexively let go of the handlebars. The purse dropped from his right hand. Inertia accelerated the bike even faster, and... My car! My cabbages! The bike was freed from its owner's control, spinning on its side into a clearing. The purse snatcher was... No, like, my cabbages! I'm sorry, it's not... I don't know why that's so... because I said it and then I just kept reading, but it was just in the back of my head and I'm just imagining the cabbage cart and it's just so fucking funny. I'm not drunk, I swear. You know, sometimes things are just like a little funny. You're like, that's kind of funny. But then it just, for some reason, just you keep laughing in your head. It just makes it snowballs. The purse snatcher was thrown from his bike, but he rose, groaning in pain. But it's not a hysterical laughter, it's just this constant giggling. Damn it! Damn it, you little bastard! Okazaki, he has a knife! I know. Bystanders drew back in fear once the man drew a knife from his pocket. I went for my holster out of habit, but realized I was unarmed and in personal clothes. My first priority was to ensure that the citizens were safe. He's armed! Get back! Don't approach him! I'd already reported the incident and stepped in front of the crowd to control them. At that moment, Okazaki darted out of the retreating crowd towards the thief. That was you, huh? In a flash, the criminal squared off with Okazaki and brandished his knife. You'd think he had just run. Okazaki! Whoa there. Okazaki easily evaded the vertical slash and seized the man's arm. Oh, here we go. Then the man slammed into the ground. Grr! He's really pretty in this. You shouldn't swing sharp things around. Okazaki twisted the man's arm around, keeping him pinned to the ground and separated him from the knife. I mean, they did a good job on the Okazaki CGs, I'm just not gonna lie, okay? Let me go, asshole! It's none of your business! It is my business. I'm a police officer and I'm making an arrest. Don't lie to me, I'll sue you! Go ahead, I'll see you in court. Also, if you keep struggling, I'll have to use more forceful measures to restrain you. So unless you want that to happen, behave. I rushed over to Okazaki, who was crushing the struggling man into the ground with increasing force. I secured the knife. Okazaki, did he? As you can see, not a scratch. Thank goodness. I sighed in relief. I'd broken out into a cold sweat once the knife had come out. Shit! Let me go! Get off of me! The crowd had gathered around as Okazaki restrained the suspect. Before long, a familiar sound approached. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. That's more like an ambulance, but whatever. Police! Clear the way! Please get out of the way! Oh, it's this guy. Is this the crime scene? I don't know his voice. A face I had seen before pushed through the curious onlookers. Satake? Kenzo Satake. Shinjuku Station, Field Ops Team 2, 53. I've seen enough of this shit. He was Enomoto's daddy, basically, right? Ah, if it isn't the little missy who works in SRCPO. Yes, Hoshino and... Okazaki with the security police at Police HQ. What are you doing here, Satake? I was on patrol nearby. The guys from the police box should be here soon. So that's the purse snatcher? Did you two take him down? Yes, we just happened to be passing by. It was an emergency, so we restrained the suspect. Oh, that was Okazaki. Sorry. I read that in my voice, but that was Okazaki. Forget it. Anyway, whatever. You caught him red-handed, eh? It's great. I'd have to file a different paperwork if this was a citizen's arrest. Citizen's arrest? This is the act of a citizen who's not acting as a policeman. This is the act of a citizen who is not acting as a policeman when a citizen who is not acting as a policeman arrests a criminal. It's more like who is not a policeman, because you're acting like a cop at that point, but you're not a cop. Anyway. The practice is said to date back to medieval England when citizens were encouraged by citizens to assist. I feel like when citizens were encouraged by police? I'm encouraging you to Anyway, I don't know. To assist with apprehending lawbreakers. A citizen's arrest typically occurs when the criminal is in the act of breaking the law, but it is fairly uncommon. Yeah, because ain't nobody getting involved. Everyone's like, didn't see it. After having his subordinates cuff the suspect and record the time, Satake turned to me, scratching his head. Sorry to do this while you're off duty, but I need you to come with me. We need your statements. Of course. Roger that. Satake turned back to the other officers to direct the rest of the crime scene investigation. Okazaki whispered in my ear. It's too bad, but I guess our date is called off today. Yeah, it is what it is. And that's true. Aw, we'd just barely gotten started. Okazaki sagged in disappointment, grumbling. I asked him a question. It's like, yeah, but I got to see you kick ass, and you're safe, and we'll just go home and snuggle later. Okazaki, why did you run straight at him earlier? What do you mean, why? We're off duty and unarmed, while the suspect had an edged weapon. Plus, the situation was chaotic. In those circumstances, shouldn't you have tried a less reckless tactic? Well, I could tell he was obviously an amateur. Unless he charged straight at me, he wasn't going to kill anyone swinging the knife around all wildly like he was. I cast my eyes slightly downward at Okazaki's offhanded remark. I knew that he was a skilled SP officer, especially since he had saved me multiple times. He was able to neutralize most armed opponents immediately as he did earlier. I guess it's because it's been a while. I had watched him face danger without hesitation. I should have been used to this by now, but I could definitely feel my heart pounding. Actually, don't you think it was the best approach? There could have been injuries if I hesitated. And there wasn't any time to think about it. You're right, I suppose. What he said wasn't wrong. I wasn't nearly as competent as an SP officer, but I was always a police officer who had to risk her own safety for others. I should have agreed wholeheartedly with him. I have a role, and my own worth comes from my ability to protect others. That's what I think. And this time I have to protect them all. He wasn't the way he used to be. I know that, yet some part of me just couldn't accept what he was saying. Chapter 2. You can't have your cake and eat it. Are you sure? Because you look like you're trying to give me cake and letting me eat it, is all I'm saying. Hi. 4:39 p.m. That took longer than I expected. We had to be interviewed after intervening in the crime earlier. It was evening by the time we were released. The sun had just begun to set. What should we do next? We could continue the date, but it would be pretty rushed. Yeah. I checked the time. It was nearly 5 p.m. By the time we took the train to the venue, it'd be nighttime. I think we just barely make it in time for the planetarium's exhibit hours. Sorry, but why don't we put this off for another day? Too bad, I guess. It'd be a waste to just rush through all our plans. He sighed in utter disappointment. Oh, right. Okazaki gently struck his palm as if he'd had a spark of inspiration. Want to come over to my place? We can do couple-like things in my bedroom. Wholesome things, I hope. Would it be okay if we did the other kind? Are you seriously asking me? Because the answer is yes. Look, you've been dating for months. Stop being embarrassed. I mean, yes, it'd be like, you want to come over and have some fun in my bedroom? Whoa, what? Wholesome fun? No, the dirty kind. Okay, like... Sorry. It'll be totally wholesome. Don't worry. I actually got some interesting DVDs recently, so why don't we have a movie night? That sounds wonderful. In that case, let's pick up some food and go. And this one is Beast vs. Princess, a 5-minute apocalypse and eternal blade. Mission Realized 2, Demonic Chronicles of the Shinsengumi. That's about it. Demonic Chronicles of the Shinsengumi literally is Hakuoki. He just bought Hakuoki the movie. Like, let's watch that. At his home, Okazaki happily laid out all of the DVDs that he'd recently bought. There were titles I was familiar with and some I'd never heard before. He likes weird food and, like, crazy weird action movies. I'm totally okay with it. Well, the weird food things is like, okay, I'm gonna need you to stop there, but the weird action movies, I'm down. Perhaps Okazaki was more of a cinephile than I had known. That's a surprising lineup. Just from looking at the packaging, none of these look like horror films. I'd be with that too, as long as I'm staying with you and you're gonna hold me all night long and protect me from fucking the little girl climbing out of the goddamn TV from the ring, okay? I don't trust that bitch, but yeah, I picked out the ones that I'd been wanting to see with you. But aren't you a fan of horror? That's all you had the last time I was here. I do remember that now. You could say that, but the most important thing to me is that we can enjoy them together. Of course, I was very happy to hear that, but felt a bit guilty that Okazaki was setting aside his own preferences for my sake. After a moment of thought, I very timidly looked toward his shelf of horror movies. Well, if I'm being honest, I really don't like horror movies. But we're lovers. If you like them, then I'll do my best to try and like them too. Or enjoy them with you when I'm staying the night. Then, Okazaki suddenly hugged me for some reason. What the heck? Did I say something strange? When you say such innocent things like that, it makes me want to hug you right away. You're already hugging me, though. When he let go, I saw that Okazaki was staring into my eyes with more than a little passion. I hurriedly changed the subject. I like how she's like avoiding the sex, and it's like, but I mean. So, I'm gonna try really hard to watch a horror movie with you next time, but let's try something more mild. No, that's okay. It doesn't have to be next time. Huh? I was actually hoping this would happen, so I went and got some super light horror movies. What? I might be getting ahead of myself. Okazaki cheerfully put down a new set of DVDs in front of me. They were horror films, but what did he mean by super light? Look. Okay, I'm ready. Come here, Spacey. After he finished getting ready, Okazaki took a seat and patted his lap. Your seat's right here. Do I have to sit there? Okay, this is the funny thing, because you'd have a guy like, okay, come sit here on my lap, and you're like, are you on crack? Yep, no arguments. They aren't scary if you cuddle with me, right? I don't have to sit in your lap to cuddle with you. That's going to be uncomfortable. I guess not. Wait, I thought you said these were super light horror. It'll be fine. You were super cute the last time we watched them. That doesn't address any of my concerns. Rather than a reassuring seatbelt, this felt more like a restraint that was intended to keep me from running away. Filled with doubts, I took a seat, and the movie started. Okay, but he is fucking adorable in his CGs. I can't help it. It seems okay so far. Like, and I kind of love that she's terrified, and he's just got this, like... The look on his face is a little like, it's okay, I'll take care of you, but also like, yeah, like he's kind of getting off on me being terrified. I don't know, it's a weird mix in his face, but I do like it. It's a sexy face. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. That was just a crow. But I do like that we're snuggling. It's kind of fucking adorable. Slightly trembling, I watched the screen as it changed from scene to scene. While some parts were quite surprising, it turned out to be an unexpectedly mundane story, and I got used to the pace. The position might be helping. While I was wary of the film, the warmth of Okazaki against my back was comforting. Are those like our pants or are those fucking socks? What the hell is happening? Like, the flowery things going on. I don't know, but it's like weird flowery lace, but I don't know if it's like a sock pattern or our pants are like that. I don't know, but I dig it. It's kind of cute. Anyway. Every time I started shaking, his arms squeezed me comfortably. So, not that scary, right? No, it's surprisingly watchable. See, super light horror. Unfortunately, there's one problem with this movie. Don't tell me the second half is really scary. And no, it's simpler than that. It's incredibly boring. Then why did you pick it up? Well, horror movies are only interesting when they're scary, and that's why I put on a B movie. I think you got the wrong idea about that. Oh, look, one of the few good scenes is about to start. I looked back to the TV as prompted, which was showing the young heroine walking into an old mansion. Then from above, a blue face lowered onto her head, suspended by something. See, it's scary, but it's funny. And there's a zombie hanging from the ceiling, but the heroine turns around and doesn't even notice. When she looks left, it moves right. And when she looks right, it moves left. It's basically a comedy. But I have serious doubts about that zombie's construction. Yeah, you can tell that they spent all their budget in the wrong places. Most of Okazaki's words didn't reach my ears. My eyes were glued to the screen. Oh, but it's really getting close to her this time. My hands started sweating as the zombie slowly approached the girl from behind. Well, that's the best of the B movies where the CGI is really bad, where you're like, this could be a great movie, but this is so terrible, it's hilarious. 3, 2, 1, then... Behind you! Those cold, pale hands reached for the girl's neck. I felt something suddenly touch my neck, surprising me so badly that I nearly screamed. What a dick! He's holding her hand and then he's like, touch her neck. Ah! Did that scare you? Okazaki! What do you think you're doing? I mean, you look so scared, so I thought I'd distract you a bit. That was even scarier! You're so cute when you're scared. It makes me want to tease you. See, everyone is a little fucking psycho in this. Like, I just want to tease you. I want to make you scared and, like, kind of a dick. Enough of that! We're over time, but... Okazaki's prank had brought me far closer to a heart attack than the movie. I continued watching, shaken by his joke as the movie gradually reached its climax. The plot turned out to be rather simple, as Okazaki had pointed out. The mansion had been haunted by the restless dead, and the spirits targeting the heroine had shared a blood relation with her. Finally, the protagonist and the heroine faced off against the central ghost. It's all a roller coaster from here. I wish they'd foreshadowed it a little more. Still, it got more interesting as the movie went on. I thought it was pretty exciting. Look, the heroine's possessed best friend is pointing a knife at her. There was a sound as the knife came down and the whole screen went red. Someone fell to the ground and a pool of blood spread out around them. But it wasn't the heroine who had been stabbed. Instead, the protagonist had shielded her from the knife. The screen triggered an old memory. Why are you so happy about this? This wound obviously hurts. All this was all my fault. So why? And because I managed to protect you properly. I'm grateful that I got injured in that way. Why do you have to go to such extremes? You could have gotten yourself killed trying to protect me back there, you know? Maybe. But you don't need to worry about that. And that's my wish. This movie's got decent action, but the acting is just horrible. The lead actor didn't have his big breakout until the sequel. Still, it's not very realistic. The knife missed his artery, but he bled far too much. I get that they were trying to be dramatic, but... Spacey? What's wrong? I couldn't breathe. My chest hurt. Unable to produce any words, I could only squeeze Okazaki's hand. Sorry, was it really that scary? Okazaki picked up the remote control and stopped the movie. What had happened to the protagonist after he protected the heroine? I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to see the aftermath. Are you not feeling well? Want a glass of water? No, sorry, I'm okay. I know we're way over, but there's no good place to stop it. It just reminded me of what happened today with the purse snatcher. We probably should have stopped when we got to the house, but... Huh? Okazaki looked confused. He probably hadn't expected me to have such a strong reaction to a super light horror movie. But now that I thought about it, the scene replayed over and over in my head. I know how strong you are, and that man didn't really pose any threat to you. But still, I can't stop worrying about you. Back then, Okazaki had seemed somewhat different than he normally was. It was a very subtle difference, but his complete lack of hesitation had felt wrong. Since he's back on active duty, maybe he's faster and more decisive now. And that should be a good thing. So why was it making me feel so uneasy? I told you, didn't I? That was the best course of action. If the suspect had escaped, there could have been injuries or casualties. He was on a motorcycle, so there wasn't much time to act. Once the knife came out, if I'd hesitated even for a moment, if I hadn't neutralized the threat immediately, other people could have gotten hurt. If he took someone hostage, then the danger would only increase. As a police officer, I knew I had to avoid that scenario at all costs. I know that. The logical part of me knows that you made the right call. However, I was gripped by unease and anxiety that logic couldn't explain. Lately, I thought I had been calm, so the sudden change in mood confused me even more. Oh, confused even me, sorry. It's okay. I'm not that weak. Even if he did stab me with the knife, it'd be no big deal. What are you talking about? Getting stabbed is absolutely a big deal! Okazaki's flagrant nonchalance caused my temper to flare. You were forcing yourself to do that even while you knew I was watching. So I can't help but worry what kind of danger you're throwing yourself into when I'm not around. I could say the same, you know. Even if it's more peaceful than before, we're still police officers, and there's always a risk of danger in our jobs. I know that, but... Hey, that goes for both of us, doesn't it? That goes for us both. I couldn't come up with a reply to that. 3 months ago... Actually, you know what? This scene's probably going to go on for a little while. I'm going to stop here because we're like way over time. I'm going to leave this in the 3 months ago flashback. It's not the best place to end it. It's a little bit of a cliffy hanger, but it's not as bad. So, Yeah, it's just because we're way too far over. So I'm going to stop here and we'll continue in the next part. So I'll see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.